Welcome to the Packaging School Show. I'm your host, Kevin Kegley, Creative Director at the Packaging School, and joining me again is Dr. Andrew Hurley. Andrew, thanks for being with us again.
Well, thanks for the invitation.
Truth be told, we're shooting two at the same time. I mean, we're wearing the same clothes. It wasn't by mistake.
I wear the same clothes every day.
It is the Hurley uniform.
Pretty much.
Yeah. They say smart people do that.
It makes it easier.
I know. I get it. Like, when COVID came, I think I did have a uniform. It was my gray shorts and my green North Face sweatshirt. I wore that literally every day. And I didn't have to worry about it in the morning. Just
makes it easy.
One less thing to think about. Well, last episode we talked about, or we posed a question to you, what industries don't touch packaging? And of course, Andrew had, he refuted all of them because packaging is everywhere and it touches everything.
It is.
So today we're going to try something a little different. The roles, the jobs that people have, how do those things touch packaging, or how does packaging touch them? So let's just jump right into this. What about quality control people?
Well, when you are in the store and you say it's a box of cereal, you got two options. Your favorite cereal, one has just a little dent in it, and the other one, no dent.
Yeah.
What do you do?
I smash the one to the floor that is already busted. I don't do that, but no, I would move that one aside and grab the unscathed package.
That's right. And so that's a practical sense of quality control, but when you think there's actually quality control professionals that are out there, quality engineers, and what they're doing is really looking at how that final package, they're literally unboxing it to make sure that the product, it meets specifications, it meets its performance, and everything's working really well. So quality people, even though they're really associated with the product, are really looking at that final finished good.
I could probably answer this, but I want to pose it to you. What about creatives? Because I'm a creative director.
Well, first of all, I get to work with a great creative director. And you know the creative industry a lot more than me, but I would think that if I were a designer, I would want to ensure that I was dealing with packaging. I would think that a lot of requests for creative finally end up going on a package. If I think about thinking about my logo or my brand or my statement or whatever, I want to see it, on an ad on a screen. I want to see it on a truck, and I also want to see it, on a package. How does it all come out and look? So understanding from a creative perspective, understanding the dynamics of print, understanding packaging and how it works, and even how to structurally and graphically design for packaging would be really beneficial for a creative's resume.
All right, what about salespeople?
Salespeople better know a lot about packaging, because if they don't have a good handle of packaging, the idea of margins and how to get that product from one order from A to B, they could lose a lot of that ability to make a commission, to continue their livelihood. So salespeople really need to understand packaging. And being that the packaging industry is one of the largest industries in the world, there are a lot of salespeople in packaging. And so understanding this entire industry, being able to speak the language of packaging, enables you as a salesperson to go into almost any industry, because as we know, there's not a single industry out there that doesn't touch packaging.
All right, what about engineers?
Engineers. I would say that the idea of a packaging engineer and scientist kind of go back and forth, but the idea of packaging is you're engineering. You're engineering a vessel, a structure, a home. It's like, it literally is, in many sense, engineering. So when thinking about even just a box, you have to consider laying that out, understanding the substrate, understanding how it all comes together, and that's just a box. From bottles and understanding how that they're blown and formed into different cavities, and material science. Packaging is engineering, and engineers likely didn't take a packaging class. A lot of traditional engineers just don't have a full understanding of the packaging industry, so adding that to your portfolio of understanding allows you to be just generally a better professional.
What about a buyer, Andrew?
A buyer? I would say that every company likely employs buyers, like procurement professionals, and they're trained in what they buy. So I buy pencils, and I need a whole lot of pencils. But what happens is when you talk to the pencil manufacturer, they're happy to give you a quote. Then there is the packaging surcharge. And while you can negotiate the cost of pencils all day because that's what you buy or whatever it is that it's the products that you're specialized in, a lot of buyers, a lot of procurement people are not experts in packaging. And having that deep understanding of packaging allows you to negotiate. And that's where the benefit comes to a buyer is as they're able to discount that and show savings to their employer. So having a firm understanding of packaging is really important because I don't think you're really buying a whole lot of stuff that doesn't come in a package.
What about environmentalists?
I mean, if you think about the news and talking about the environment, environmental impacts, I see images of packages all floating in the ocean and littering everything. Packaging and sustainability or environmental impacts of packaging are really important. And when I ask folks, what is the environmental impact of your package? They'll say, I don't know. Let me call up the person that made it for me. You know what people don't know is that you can measure the environmental impacts of your packaging if you just know what to do. I mean, I would say that it is fairly easy to do, but you have to have an understanding of packaging in order to input that information. But here at the Packaging School, we show you exactly what to do and where to go to have a fully comprehensive understanding of the environmental impact of your packaging. So not only can you report that out, but you can make better decisions. If you're confronted with your product and you've got a variety of packaging to choose from, which one do you choose? Well, you can measure them all fairly efficiently and decide this one is not just best for my consumer, but it's better for the planet and even for the prosperity of my company.
I think environmentalists kind of go hand in hand with this last one, logistics, because packages have to get places.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you think about logistics, packaging is the common denominator. It is what moves things all around the globe. And we're in a time right now, unlike any other, a lot of the supply chain issues that we're having in this kind of post-COVID economy is access to packaging. I mean, if you don't have boxes, you can't really send things out. So I know there's a lot of things that are going on in materials and getting them through, but as a logistics professional, someone that is managing materials from around the world, packaging is the way in which you get things around. And so by understanding packaging allows you to understand the greater world and perspective of how you can move things. You may not realize that there's other modes of transportation and opportunities to move things around. There's other ways to get those materials and maybe consider packaging them in a different solution that is more available than something that is the traditional way of moving the product and it's simply not available right now or has really long lead times.
Yeah, I think we all remember just seeing all those cargo ships lined up out off the coast of California, and somebody has to solve those problems. And like you said, like all those cargo ships are containers, and those containers are packages, and somebody in the logistical realm has to be able to figure that stuff out.
Absolutely. And part of the Packaging School, part of our certificate programs, we actually have you build out supply and distribution chains. So you going through our programs would learn where do all your products and materials come from? How do they flow into your organization? And how can you, as a strategist, is really what a packaging person is, be able to find ways to optimize that process as you move your goods into finished goods and then out into the marketplaces in which they end up.
Wow. Well, again, it seems like packaging touches everything. I mean,
absolutely.
It's everywhere. It's all the time. It's 24/7. It's in every industry. It's in every profession in some way or somehow. So Andrew, thanks again for being here and making it way more clear than I ever could. I'd just be like, yeah, I think they do packaging too. But you've made it sound a lot more intelligent.
Well,
so
they do packaging too.
That's true.